It's me, Mario! Hello! Okie dokie!
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Oh, hey. Can you guys hear me? Absolutely fantastic. Glad to be here, guys. I hope you guys are all excited to watch Mario. My intro is really terrible anyway, so we'll just go with the run, go with the speed run. Mario 64, 3D platformer, lots of movement. Not gonna go over like a lot of the basics just because Mario is, Mario. Collect stars, beat Bowser, save Peach. It's all pretty typical stuff.
Yeah, no, everybody has played this game. Beat stars, collect Bowser. What?
Yeah, and you got to talk to this bridge guard. It's actually mandatory. There's no way to skip him. It's really unfortunate. Maybe someday we'll figure out a way. But we're running 70 star today, so basically this is as close as you can get in this game really to a glitchless category. Basically the rule set is, you get the required amount of stars to beat the game as intended. So we're not going to do any BLJs. We're not going to do any weird tech to be clicking through doorways. Except for, as I say that, we are going to be doing a trick here called bomb clips. So we are going to be clipping through a wall. But we're not going to be skipping over any requirements inside the castle. Chat kind of tempting me right now to do BLJs, I'm not gonna lie. I have been known to do BLJs in 70 star races, and nobody's gotten mad at me yet, but definitely not leaderboard safe.
I don't think anyone here would be mad if we got to hear some Yahoo!
The risk of going for that in a marathon is, if I mess up, then it's just embarrassing. But we're going to be doing a lot of really quick stars in this category. Obviously, we don't want to be taking too much time, going around completing long objectives. So doing a lot of like collecting freestanding stars, collecting box stars, doing Princess Secret Slide twice. And that's kind of the nice thing about 70 stars. You don't have to really learn how to do so many long stars. There are a couple 100 coins you have to learn. I think 3 are really mandatory. A lot of people will do TTC 100, which is obviously all the way upstairs in TikTok clock. Probably one of the harder stars in the category, but you can actually just skip over it, which is what I do because a little bit of a baby. Haven't learned all the advanced strats yet, but we'll go for all the advanced strats that I know. So, Walnut Fortress here coming up. Kind of the bane of existence of a lot of runners. If you go into a Mario 64 stream and they're running 70 star or they're running 16 star, 90% of the runs are going to reset in this stage. It's a really difficult stage. There's a lot of tricks and movement required and a really difficult cycle-based star coming up. Okay. So missing cannon list there, a little unfortunate, but just grab it back up over here. Not a big deal. Second time you miss cannon list though, it is kind of a big deal. So we got to grab it this time. And then we got to start worrying about 100 coin, which is a lot of movement. And then, like I said, a cycle-based star. So if we miss the cycle, it gets kind of annoying. You have to sit around and wait for several seconds.
I once tried to get cannonless. I spent like 2 hours not getting it.
Really? 2 hours? Were you watching some tutorials? Because tutorials for tricks like that are like super necessary. If you're just like freeballing it, it's gonna be a hard time. Oh.
I did see some tutorials, yeah.
Well, I already messed up the cycle, so that's fantastic. But we can still make half cycle, hopefully. So what we're trying to do is there's a plank coming up. and we're trying to make its rotation. Okay, it's getting scary. Oh. Alright. And this is why most runs die in this stage. So, now we gotta do a little bit of freeform Mario free running. It's kind of like marathon worst nightmare. You don't really want to start off with a messed up 100 coin, but I do a lot of racing. I'm not too scared. I think we can beat the estimate. I think I put down 56 minutes.
Yes, you
did. Really looking at the screen, but
and the timer
should be
started.
able to beat that.
The timer started a little early, so.
All right, so even if we miss it, we can just cope really hard and say that we actually made it.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
All right, sweet.
Would a couple of donations help soothe the nerves?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I've got a couple here. JD Puppy throwing in $10 to say, let's have a nice start to the marathon, shall we? And everybody can guess what that had brought us to. Immediately followed by Shay also donating $10, not leaving any nice comments, but the goal was there. And then an anonymous $1 donation because somebody just likes nice round numbers. We're already up to $80. We're already up to $80, and the Stray Bid War is already off to an interesting start. Spyro in the lead with $20, Garfield's got 11, and CJ, who is absolutely a cat, has $10.
Yeah, so we're just wrapping up Womps here, beating the Womp King. Mario's a little bit of a bully. You basically go up there and King Womp says he's basically sick of everybody walking all over him. And then you just kind of murder him, which is not really the nicest thing you could possibly do, but he builds a nice tower for us, or at least we build a nice tower out of him. So we can go ahead and climb that now.
Murder. Not the nicest thing.
Yeah. Mario's actually the villain of Mario 64. It's just not well known. So we have escaped Womp's Fortress. Not unscathed, but on decent pace. I can only say that because I didn't start my own timer, so I actually can't see the pace. Trick for no resets is just don't look at your timer, and everything is okay. Nothing can ever be bad.
If you don't time it, you can't be behind.
Exactly. I actually did that for a long time. Just do runs and just not even like time the runs, just do the runs. It's kind of therapeutic. Just get to play the video game.
I actually did the same thing with Tetris for a little while. Cover up the score and go for it.
Alright, so grab Princess Secret Slide a second time. Then we're going to head to the wing cap stage. So a lot of strats in this game revolve around the camera, and especially on N64 you have to do some lag reduction. So you saw I turn the camera there to avoid the light, which saves quite a bit of time actually. It's ridiculous how much time the N64 loses just to trying to render too many objects at a time or trying to render effects. A little bit of an interesting flying pattern. Ooh, okay. And nice, cool. You want to try to grab the star there without touching the ground because you don't have to watch that short text box, but not a huge deal. Would be a huge deal, however, if I died in Dark World here. The moral of the story in this game, honestly, is kind of just don't die. Especially like when you're in my PB range. Once you get like below 49, it becomes like really, really difficult. You got to worry about like every little movement. But yeah, my main focus in the stage is not to die. We're gonna go for a cycle called Shigeru Cycle. It's not incredibly difficult, but it is still pretty hard to make consistently. It's pretty hard to like explain all of these different cycles like on the fly. especially while playing. But essentially what we're looking at for the cycle is that yellow block there we just jumped on, what stage that is of like going in and out, which just shows how optimized this game is. I mean, that block going in and out one time, like people like worry about. Like people are like, oh man, I saved one block going in and out cycle. Like in a lot of games that wouldn't matter.
That's the official name too.
Yes. People usually call it the cheese block.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Ooh, okay. Tried to go for a 3/4 spin there. Unfortunately, didn't grab it. Another key element of this run in the community is you want to blame your controller as much as possible.
That's
that was actually
very
my
familiar.
controller's fault there.
Very familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty popular in a lot of communities, but the N64 controller is known for grinding itself into a pulp. So SM64 owners are very, very good at complaining about their controllers. I do it on my stream all the time. Alright, so now we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. You can actually avoid this backtracking if you're super high level. It's not super marathon safe, and I'm bad at it, so definitely didn't go for it. Oh my gosh, and a bunch of gift subs rolling into the chat. You'd love to see that.
We've got gift subs, we've got donations. Fun fact, all those subs and any bits and merch sales also all going to Trans Lifeline as well. We've had a couple more donations as well.
Beautiful.
Carter Ferris 07 donating $5, saying, just putting in my contributions to kick off the marathon. I give my congrats and good luck to all the runners who'll be playing during this event. And someone who's anonymous donating $10, agreeing with me, saying, if you don't time it, you can't be behind. Words of wisdom. Thanks, Team Fastest First, for putting on such a great event for a great cause. And whoa, another one just popped in. Kadama T Mouse donating $30. No comment, but thank you so much. We are off and running. Speed running.
Yeah, lots of good donations coming in so far. So, what I was just saying about Bomb on Battlefield is basically you can grab the star I just grabbed there in your first trip there. So you save on the castle movement. You don't have to go walk back in and jump into the painting. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss that there. That is a very common death spot. Go for that backflip wall kick. Very easy to just bonk and die. But we will go for a little bit of advanced routing here. It doesn't really save time the way I do it, but I prefer to do it just because you don't have to race the penguin. But we'll see if I pay for it later. In the beginner route, basically what you do is you go immediately towards the slide here. And then I would be racing the penguin while doing this 100 coin. But instead I'm just going to do the slide star with the 100 coin star. And then get an extra star in Shifting Sandland later. Which is kind of dumb, I'm gonna be really honest, but I really don't like racing the penguin. He can just like push you off randomly, really get in your way, and he can literally just fly off the stage. It's really rare, but he can literally just fly off the stage and you just have to reset basically, or restart the zone. So we're gonna avoid the penguin at all costs.
That penguin was the bane of 13-year-old me.
Okay, I got one few coins here, so we're gonna do a little bit of a backup. Typically we just grab that red over there, but we need 3 coins, and Spindrifts give you 3 coins, so we're gonna grab it here. He's a little bit too tough for me though. I almost lost the battle.
It was a close one.
Oh, come on. Alright, definitely saving time with this route. Anyways, we are done with most of the lobby now. We're gonna go to BBH, which is Big Boo's Haunt. Technically still on lobby, but it's out here in the back courtyard. I don't really consider it to be a lobby personally. That's just some semantics. So we collect 2 stars here before heading into basement, and then it really starts to get difficult. This stage shouldn't be too hard, although there are a couple of stars that are like very fall prone, and if you do fall, you do lose up to a minute, or more probably like 40 seconds reclimbing the entire building. Alright. So we succeeded without falling off the building, which is key. I almost said we succeeded when we killed Big Boo, but then I held my tongue because there's been plenty of times where I've jinxed myself on that star.
Just playing this game for extra life and spent way too long trying to get on top of the roof to get this star.
Oh yeah. It's even more fun in randomizer because then the stars can like spawn on the slopes on the roof. And then they're really fun.
Are you saying the are you saying fun sarcastically?
No, not really. I mean, the randomizer can be fun for like his challenges. And if you're not super like stoked on all the challenges, you can always play on safe mode, which removes a lot of that stuff. But we are heading into the basement. So these are like the scary stars. We got to do the 2 pillarless stars that I am forcing myself to do because my routing is very smart. Rando in this game is extremely fun. I know we're not doing rando, so I probably shouldn't babble about rando too much, but I've been pretty deep in the rando recently, especially since 1.0 came out.
Randomizers are just inherently fun and weird.
Alright, so a little advanced version of Bomb Clip. Not going for the super pro strat there. If anybody is a heavy SM64 watcher, I apologize for not going for Tama Plus, but please forgive me. Someone once told me that doing double plus without Tama does save like a second, but I'm not sure if that's real or not.
It's one of those situations where I feel like I understand most of the words in that sentence, but not put together like this.
Yeah. I understand some of those words. Alright, so we survived double plus. That's all I can ask for, honestly. Marathon run. I don't care if we miss Womp's Fortress cycles. Like, we did double plus. That's a success. So the next 2 stars in this stage are extremely easy. I'm gonna be really honest. Like, you could probably sleep through these 2 stars and be fine. Obviously, starting out, they're not easy to get a hold of, but once you get, like, sub-hour, yeah, they're pretty much no-brainers. Yeah, I've been trying to cut down on the acronyms. I'm sorry. Every time I say a stage here, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, you just go to BBH, and I'm like, okay, nobody knows what that means probably, or like half the people know. It's really easy to get in that kind of mode with speedrunning though, where everything is an acronym. Got to speedrun the speech as well.
We're just saving the mouth frames.
If it's not a 3-letter acronym, it's not a speedrun trick. Alright, so next stage, Lethal Lava Land. Oh, that's not gonna work. not a ton of really difficult stars in here, but difficult to do fast. We're gonna go for the bully stars next, which have some pretty tricky movement when you're trying to skip ledges and get fast bully kills, so we'll see if we succeed. Not gonna lie, I've been doing pretty terrible with these stars, so my confidence is not extremely high, but I will do my best. Nice. So this stage is not the most difficult. It's got some pretty difficult moves in it. The next stage as well, DDD, is not too difficult, but then we have Fire Sea to contend with, which my strat literally for Fire Sea today was to avoid it in practice because I just don't even want to think about it. So maybe a miracle will happen. Maybe we'll get a good fast cycle and we'll all be happy.
This sounds like a good strategy.
Well, I said I was going to do bad on bullies, and then they were both fine, so certainly we'll be surviving. But I shouldn't get too ahead of myself. We still have to do Lava Boost, which is pretty difficult.
Guessing that involves the rolling log.
Actually, we just skip over the log entirely and we just fly over this fence. In the old days, you would see a lot of people, like, typically in 16 star, they would, like, long jump over the lava and then get on top of the log, like, lava boosting that way. But you don't really see that anymore. That was more like a, I don't know, 2016 strat. Oh, I am going the wrong way. That is kind of embarrassing.
Okay, nobody saw.
Yeah, no, that was actually an advanced strategy that I'm just making up on the fly. Okay, everything's fine. Relax. Okay.
I believe the phrase is "not even close."
Yeah, if that is the biggest mental blunder we make in the whole run, I'm chilling, honestly. Alright, so this is probably one of the hardest stars in the stage, is Lava Boost. It's very easy to make one small movement mistake and just burn yourself and die.
I thought that's what we weren't doing.
You don't want to die too much. Oh, and I'm dying too much. So we're just going to abandon ship because we can. Typically, if you fail, you'll fail later than that, and you'll just be doomed to a death, but... Ah, man. I thought I was going to get a cool climb at least. Alright, I gotta make my 56 estimate a little bit hard on myself, I suppose. We were on too good a pace. We got about half a basement done now. In the olden days, we'd head over to HMC now, but a couple years ago, it was brought to the community's attention that it would actually be faster to return to basement later, skip 1 star in HMC, and instead get the second MIP star because the rabbit spawns twice, once at 15 stars and once at 50 stars, so a little bit of a free star. This is probably my least favorite star in DDD, mostly because there's some lag reduction on this last turn, which you can literally just swim into the vortex pretty easily. Especially if you're trying to save a lot of time, but I somehow did better than usual, so...
Aha!
I'll take it again.
I can swim into the vortex when I'm not trying to save time.
Yeah, it's pretty common for when people are doing their first runs, the Manta Star coming up when you swim through the rings. people will like swim through the rings and then they'll just swim straight into the vortex trying to grab the star and die, and it's pretty tragic. Alright, so we're going to go for a strat here called front sub, which when I do it, it doesn't really save time, but we're going to do it anyways because I told you we're going to do all the hardest strats I know how to do. And we are not going to give up on that. Even if we've been failing some of them. It's okay.
Alright, nobody will ever know.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Not a bad backup, honestly. A little bit tragic. The thing about front sub is to really save time, especially on console. Well, it's really mainly only the strat you need to go for on console because there's no lag on emulator. But if you're doing it on console, like you really need to do the lag reduction, and I don't even know how to do the lag reduction. I just do it for swag points. So if you're not looking cool while you're speedrunning, I mean, I don't know. Timers are cool, I guess, but what you're doing on the screen does matter. So we have gotten out of DDD without too much time loss, which is always good. And into the scariest stage in the game, in my opinion.
An important distinction pointed out in the chat. The screen's way bigger than the timer, so it is more important. Like, especially swag.
Heart crushing. I was going for a cycle called Lava Boost cycle here. Well, elevator boost, whatever you want to call it. But we didn't get it. It's unfortunate.
Looks like you're going for the Green Demon challenge.
Ah, no! Okay, we missed early Ellie's too. It's fine. That ledge grab was unfortunate. You want to get the triple jump wall kicks and then not get a ledge grab, and then you can do some really neat movement here at the end, but we're going to do the not die strat. It's also a very powerful strategy. Okay. So on to second Bowser, and then we gotta head upstairs. And almost forgot I had to switch my controller. That is one thing that you don't want to not do, especially when you're spinning on a Ori versus an OEM controller. Most people spin on a third-party controller that has a joystick that's really like reminiscent of the GameCube stick. So you can spin the controller faster and it doesn't grind down your stick. There's a ton of different reasons why it's good.
So you're literally switching controllers in the middle of the game.
Yes. Which is funny because if you don't have a controller plugged in and you turn on the game, it'll say no controller, and no matter how many times you try to plug in a controller, it will not let you do anything until you restart your console. But then if you have a controller plugged in, you can just unplug it, you know, plug in another controller. It doesn't really care. It just cares that there's a controller plugged in when the game is turned on, which is very bizarre. So, what dry world's our first stage upstairs? We have to do the 100 coin here first, which is one of my favorite stars in the game, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna bump the wall immediately as I say that. Love to see it. The unfortunate part about the star is there's a ton of RNG involved, so where that little spider dude, it's called a skeeter, can spawn, and where he walks around is a huge deal. Where all of these coins are falling makes a big difference to the way you move Mario. These heave-hoes, the dudes here, the flippy boys, they can get in your way and just start throwing you around the stage. This amp is random where he starts moving. Like, pretty much everything in the star is just randomized. Except for the coin locations.
You said we weren't doing a randomizer.
This is the only star. Couldn't resist.
We had a $25 donation from Oasis pop in saying, I keep thinking Sarah is saying DBD. I'm just wondering when he's going to start working on a generator to power the exit doors so we can escape from the killer, Kappa. Very true.
As my chat will know, Dead by Daylight is my favorite game. Play it all the time. Okay, that was probably the scariest camera I've ever had in any star ever. But we made it.
I'm a big fan of the using the fire to collect the star strat as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely intentional.
I saw it. It's not in your eyes.
So this star can be a little bit scary because... Oh, okay. Because you gotta get the jumps, but also... Oh man. We trigger this elevator, and then we have a limited time to make it up here, but we're trying to go fast, so we're not gonna wait for the elevator. We're gonna just wall kick alongside it, theoretically. And you can fall all the way down, and then you just take the elevator because you're too scared and you don't want to lose 30 seconds. Alright. So as I said, scary star. The rest of the stage is pretty benign. We have to take a teleporter, grab a quick box star, which is what we're doing right now. And then the last star will probably bite me in the butt because I told everybody it's going to be easy. So I'll probably fall down and lose another 30 seconds. And that's kind of the story of this game, is you try to go fast and then you make one mistake and you lose 30 seconds. There's no, you know, oh, I'll just do this and I lose, 4 seconds or I lose 5 seconds. No, if you fall in this game, you're losing like 20, 30 seconds. Like, no matter where you are, no matter if you die or not. When it rains, it pours. Alright. Wet Dry World complete. Just got a couple more stages upstairs. THI is the next one. We're going to start off with, in my opinion, one of the hardest stars in the upstairs area. She's got some really tricky movement. Especially if you're trying to go fast and you're trying to save time, because you can do all of the moves I just did and just stare down the lag, but if you don't do like the close-up camera or like, the clip to the thing, you're losing a lot of time. You got to make sure your camera's in the right place in this game at all times.
We've received an absolutely fantastic donation that I think personally should be the start of a train. Moonblaze Wolf donates $8 and says, donating to Trans Lifeline is the best use of $8 I could think of these days. I would love to see an $8 donation train. I will laugh so hard. If we could, that's my challenge, y'all. Let's do this.
Yeah, I think that is officially the best idea for a donation train that I've heard so far in the marathon. The rest of the stage isn't too bad. We only have 1 star left, but even that top of the mountain star is pretty self-explanatory. Climb to the top of the mountain, boxes there. There's no real scary parts, as long as you know how to control the camera. If you're not in the right camera, the camera will absolutely destroy your life because it'll just start rotating to the side. And when the camera starts self-rotating in this game, the direction you're holding no longer becomes the direction you want to go. So unless you're constantly like re-updating, you know, with your joystick where you want Mario to go, you're just gonna start running off the edge. Which is part of the reason why people hate the camera in this game. But speedrunners love it. We love it. This camera's fantastic. It's extremely consistent. You know what it's gonna do every time, as long as you know its secrets.
Well, I know what it's gonna do too. Send me careening off a cliff.
Okay, so I just did a bunch of stuff there without explaining anything. Yeah, just know that walls are only suggestions in Mario 64, and something if you go out of bounds and there's water above you, you like teleport up for some reason. That's all you really need to know what's happening here.
Pan and Koa can explain it.
Yeah. There's probably a pan and vid on it, or 2, or 5.
Chat would like to know why you are giving them so much anxiety right now.
I mean, we're not even in the scary stages yet. We're not even in the stages where it's like you gotta do a triple jump wall kick every 2 seconds and you're surrounded by rotating falling platforms that just like fall into oblivion if you miss one step. So the anxiety will come later. If you don't have enough of that yet, it'll definitely come later, but we'll add a little bit right now. Just do some quick rollouts on some mushrooms. That's not even the scariest movement you can do there. I actually do like a really basic strat for the star. If you go watch like the pro strat for that star, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if anybody thought that was scary, like just know that I get scared of other movements like that. This is nothing. Like, this is literally like the easy one, which is absolutely crazy.
The trade has started. We have $8 from Savage with his robe saying, "This is the best use of $8 I can think of. Let's make this donation train a thing, and good luck to all the runners." We have $8 from Beat Fizzle. "I'm verifying that I support trans rights. Give me that blue, white, and pink check mark, please." And it appears Great Minds Think Alike as non-binary code donates $8 and says, "All right, this gets me my blue, pink, white, pink, and blue check marks, right?" Thank you all so much. Keep that train rolling.
Okay, that was a little bit scary. Star's not too bad, as long as you're not doing the breezeless strat, but you can jump, like, it's kind of like in Super Mario Odyssey, if anybody watches that game. You can kind of jump at like the seams of objects or like walls and like fall through the entire wall. So luckily that didn't happen. It's pretty rare. This star is the worst star in the game. Because that wall kick there will just randomly bonk you for no reason. Like, you'll feel like you got everything right and like everything's chill, and you hit A at the right time, but it'll just decide not to, and then you fall down, and the camera is probably the worst ever, and there's no consistent strategy to fix it.
Oh good, the puns have started now. I was wondering.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be nice to me. Unfortunately. When the game doesn't hold your hand.
JD Puppy donates $8 and says, "Why does $8 cheer up someone trying to reach a Czechoslovakian named Marcus who's down in the dumps?" Well, it's because they were looking for a blue check mark. I'm not upset!
Oh, come on! That's the second time in a row, come on. So this is the strat. You actually have to bonk on that wall. Everything's fine here. Intentional. But this is the star basically we're replacing TTC 100 coin with. if anybody out there is starting this game or is thinking about starting this game, do this star. This star is so easy. Like, you literally just chill on the shell, you jump a little bit, you collect the star. We're avoiding doing a ridiculously hard star on TTC, and you have to go insanely fast at it to even save time. Big SL Red supporter here.
The trade has continued. I love these donations. Pixel Bear with $8 says, "Good enough for me. Let's go." And Infrabread donating $16, asking, "Does this mean I get 2 check marks?" Yes. The more $8 you donate, the more check marks you can have.
Alright, so destroying that bully there, a lot easier than in Lava Land. You just kind of slide on the ice and push him off the edge. And we are on our way back downstairs. So this is the fancy routing. Pretty much everybody does it at this point, which is very nice. There was a long period of time where people were still doing the old route, which just blew my mind. But we are heading downstairs to catch MIPS and do HMC, which is Hazy Maze Cave. I just said earlier, I'm not going to do 3-letter acronyms.
But that's what makes it a speed run.
Yeah, 3-letter acronyms are pretty important. HMC is generally considered to be an easy stage. It's really not. We got to do triple box jump. We got to do Christmas Miracle. Rolling Rocks is a pretty easy star.
Christmas Miracle?
Yeah, it's the actual stars. I'm pretty sure Metalhead Mario can move, but everybody calls it Christmas Miracle because it was unknown why you would hit the button a long time ago, and so people just said it was a Christmas miracle when you hit the button. And you'll see. We'll do that star first, just so we can get the explanation out of the way. But basically, there's an underwater button, and we are trying to get enough height when we go over this wall over in this room, so that we can hit the button under the water without using the metal cap. And I messed it up, but we might still get it. And it was not a Christmas miracle. Sad. Christmas is canceled officially, so if you guys were looking forward to it this year, I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
It's only half a button press, says Prism Lizard. Oh my gosh.
We talked to Toad? I don't actually remember. I think we did. we'll just figure it out.
Yeah, the Toad right outside HMC, yes.
Awesome.
Chat is being hilarious. Donations are being hilarious. I am loving this.
The runner has completely forgotten what stars we're even going for. I'm gonna start asking chat for advice. What stars should we get? Start asking for requests.
Chat percent. We had a $20 donation from Anonymous that just says, "RAR, I agree fully and wholeheartedly." The $8 trade has continued in the meantime. Otter Sparks donates $8 to say, "This is to verify all you folks is amazing and adorable. Again, fully approve and agree." And then Radicoon donates $8 and says, "I am happy to report that insulin is now free."
Dude, I wish. But as you guys can see, all of the ceilings in this stage are actually just suggestions. You don't really need to stay in bounds. It is a hazy maze cave, but we just skip over most of the maze part. We just go ahead and collect the stars. Alright, so we have collected all of our stars here in HMC. We're done with basement. So we're just going to head in here. And it's faster generally when you're trying to, go from downstairs to upstairs or upstairs to downstairs, just to enter a course, leave the course, and then go where you want to go. So we will try one BLJ because we're cheaters, and I was egged on by Chad a little bit.
Listen, it's, it's important.
Oh, I dropped it. Sad. It's okay. I did it on purpose because I didn't want to, hurt the rules of the category. I didn't want to betray them.
No, it was just a very short BLJ.
Ah, come on. There you go. All right, so these are the hardest stages in the game. I'm going to focus up a little bit on this star. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to focus up and jump off the cliff. That's good. That's how Rainbow Ride goes, generally, is you enter the stage and then you just jump off the edge of the stage.
You're just fixing the RNG seat, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's for the next run. Oh my goodness. To be fair, that star is probably one of the harder stars on the run. You're basically trying to do a triple jump wall kick off of that tiny plank, and then you're trying to bounce on the Lakitu so that you can kick backwards up the plank and grab the pole, which is just ridiculously hard to do. I think we're doing not too bad on time.
A little bit quicker than when I played it. Like 8.5 hours. So,
Alright, thank you. You gotta thank Lakitu when he helps you out, or else he won't help you out in the next run. It's mandatory.
I like this rule.
Alright, so those are honestly the hardest stars in the stage. I mean, red coins probably isn't considered the hardest star, but there's a lot of tricky movement in that maze. It's pretty hard to die, though. Although even that triple jump wall kick off the rotating platform at the beginning is pretty tricky. Even just getting the triple jump started, you have to be pretty close to the edge, and it's pretty common for players to just enter the stage, do a double jump forward, and just fall to their death. But we've gotten through all of that now, so no more triple jump wall kicks. But we do have to do some interesting movement here. So we're going to go for an interesting side flip here off the edge of that railing, or pendulum, or whatever you want to call it. Saves a bit of time, but it's very specific, it's cycle specific, so if you get there too late or too early, you're going to have a pretty difficult time. It's not super precise, but... Any SM64 pros in the chat room, I apologize for getting toed first, but I am old and I can't learn new things.
I know that feeling. The train has continued rolling, and I am still incredibly excited about this. And if you know type donation, Scruffo donates $24, says, Hrothgar make blue check marks. And definitely real Elon Musk donates $8 and says, hello, yes, this is definitely me. You can trust me. I paid $8. Trans rights are human rights. I trust you.
Beautiful. Alright, so I didn't speak at all on that star because I was trying to focus up. I'm going to speak through this star because I have no brain, and this star is much harder. But we're doing a movement called Fancy Flippers there, basically, which is we're doing triple jump action off of moving, rotating blocks. Extremely cycle dependent. That is very precise. If you hit them at the wrong time, you will just slide down and die. Well, you don't die, but you essentially die a little bit in your heart because you just lost so much time. But we have to do that 3 times in a row. So that's 2 down, assuming I don't fall, which is also quite easy. Whew, okay, that was scary. That last jump was a little bit scary. But hey, we only have 3 stars left, so we must be doing something right. Oh, I forgot the camera. That's a good example of if you have the wrong camera, everything goes wrong. But we recovered fine.
The puns continue as well. JD Puppy donates $8 and says, I already donated, so I don't need a full-size affirmation. All I need is a spec mark.
Alright, 1 more star left. The only way we can really struggle with this star is if we enter the clock at the wrong time. So we're going to try to do a really good job at entering at 12 o'clock, which if you haven't noticed yet, when you enter at different stages of where the clock is, it will be moving in different fashions. So there's slow moving, there's fast moving, there's random moving, and there's stopped. We basically only want fast or stopped. Anything else is not great. Everybody's saying nice. I'm guessing we hit a nice number.
You
a nice number.
Yeah, you had a very nice number of stars.
Oh, got you. Okay. Wow, I'm like looking at the donation number. I'm like clueless. Real. All right, we'll try one more BLJ. This time for sure. Oh, this time for sure. Oh, totally required BLJ. Look at that. Amazing. This is a really, really hard stage. It's the last stage in the game, so it's definitely fitting. But speedrunners make it even harder. So I said I was going to ball out. We're going to continue that trend of balling out. And we're going to go for moving right side, triple jump wall kick, which is not the hardest strat in the stage, but it's really close to it. But it does skip a good portion of the stage and saves quite a bit of time. And we failed it. But we'll go one more time. Now you know where to look for it, so that's the whole point of failing it there. It's just so everybody gets prepared. Alright, we're gonna go for standing left side. All that hype for nothing, Sag. Standing left side, much easier, much safer. We do want to beat our estimate. I have no idea what time we're at, but I'm guessing we're pretty close.
I think we're in pretty decent shape here.
All right, in the final Bowser fight, chat's got to count down with me, or else the hits don't count actually in the game's code. So just throwing that out there. Oh no, Sag.
3, 1, 1, 1. Oh, 1 more ones. Egg.
Egg.
Big fan of egg. 2. There's another 3. Several 2s and
Alright.
no's.
3 for 3. Chad's very good at counting. I like that. That was good. Those were all numbers.
Egg
We all did
again.
But yeah, timing ends when we hit the big star.
3, I think.
Beautiful.
17. Potato. It's a 3.
Go. The 54-15 is actually pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty happy with that.
Fun fact, depending on when time is supposed to start, it's actually less than that. The timer did start a little on the early side.
Perfect.
It could actually be sub 54.
I don't think it's that. I don't think we were that off. But either way, it's a good run. It felt good in my heart, and that's all that mattered. And chat was here experiencing it with me. So I appreciate that too.
Well, absolute GG's. And now one of the gosh darn best songs in video games right here after the final cutscene, if you ask me.
Yep. The SM64 staff roll. I was actually like in my head. I'm kind of exposing myself right now, but I was like, all right, we got to take a little bit of a break now at speaking, and then start talking in a little while. Because we can't cut to break until we get through the song. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long we have, but I love this song. Every time I beat a run on my stream, I listen to this song because it's so good. It never gets old. Listen to it hundreds of times, probably thousands of times. Cutting to break right before the song starts, shockwave, bro.
How could you do this?
And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario.
I finish ahead of schedule, and this is how you treat me. It's okay. I understand. But yeah, shout out to all the verified users in the chat. You guys are all awesome, supporting trans rights and all that. We saw the trans pride train in the chat room. You always love to see that. Very good cause. Super happy to contribute to the marathon. I don't think I've done a run in like a year, but it's good to be back. Appreciate all the organizers and all the hosts and all the stream techs, and I think we went through a whole list earlier. There's so many people working on this marathon, it's crazy. So it's definitely an honor to like open up the whole thing. It's kind of crazy to pull into the reveal stream and they're like, oh yeah, you already get to know that you're in the marathon, and I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, I also want to shout out the SM64 community. Very, very cool community. One of the biggest in speedrunning. One of the most welcoming as well. So if you guys, you like Mario, you like 3D platformers, you like retro gaming, any of the above, you even consider speedrunning Mario, definitely check it out. There's so many good resources. There's tons of people that will help. If you hop into like anybody's stream that speedruns this game and has like, enough viewers to where they're not like overwhelmed by chat messages, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be able to like just give you advice or whatever, just give you some tips, make friends, all that good stuff. So yeah, there's a cool website called Ukikipedia out there. Impossible to spell. I wish it was still SM64 wiki, because that is so easy to tell people to go to that website. But the monkey in TTM is named Ukiki, so UKIKI-pedia.com. Super fantastic resource website for anybody that wants to get into the game. Or you can just come to my stream and I'll show you exactly how to do it.
Frame by frame.
Yes. We'll actually break it down in slow motion.
That's just because that's just how the game runs.
Yeah, luckily there's not a lot of frame perfect tricks in this game. There's a lot of frame perfect movements, but if you mess them up a little bit, it's not too big a deal. But yeah, I guess we could start talking about the next run. I mean, we've got tons of cool runs coming up. I'm pretty excited for Stray, honestly. I mean, a little bit biased. It is a cat game. But I was stoked to see it on the schedule right after. So I'm definitely going to be sticking around watching that. I don't know about everybody else, but that and Miss are pretty hype. Today's stacked.
Stray's still got that bid war going on as well. I suppose I can give an update because we're almost there. Right now, Garfield is trying to run away with it. The first time Garfield's run with anything at $49. Spyro's got $28 in second place. The Minecraft Pig has rocketed up to third with 24, and CJ, who is still definitely a cat, has $10. If you want to see Spyro, a pig, or CJ overtake Garfield, because you like Mondays instead of hate them or something, this is your last chance. Get them donations in. Well, aside from the fact that before we get there, we've got some other stuff to show too.
But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, shouts to SM64 community, shouts to Benny, and I'll see you guys later.